All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Tide Pool podcast. Today we are going to be joined with Twitch streamer and competitive player Rebel.
Hey there, guys. It's Rebel HBH.
So to start off, I guess you can just go ahead and introduce yourself, what you do, and yeah.
All right, so I basically stream Fortnite daily as much as I can, and I've been recently going more into the competitive side of it. It makes me really angry, but I love it so much, so I still do it. But yeah, people know me on Twitter mostly. That's where I mainly came from, but I started streaming about a year ago, and so I'm kind of trying to transfer all the people that I have over there over to my stream. So anyone that wants to stop by, feel free.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure to link all of your socials down in the description. But what started you in like the gaming community? You said you kind of originated from Twitter.
Yeah, so I was mainly on Twitter before I got involved in like PC gaming and stuff. But before PC, I did a lot of Xbox gaming, and I was top 100 in FIFA for about 8 months in a row, and I did competitive tournaments for that. And so that was my main sort of gaming entry point. I did a bunch of Call of Duty when I was younger, but that was never really anything serious because I just played it for fun when I was like 11 to like 15. So at like 16 is when I started like pro gaming, I guess, and that's when I did FIFA and stuff. And then I took a break from that, and then Fortnite came out, and that's when I really started to get interested in like the whole third person shooting kind of game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a lot of fun ever since. I took about a 1 month break like 2 months ago, and so I'm finally getting back into it and getting into the competitive scene and stuff.
That's awesome. So FIFA and Call of Duty were kind of your starter up games.
Yeah, they were definitely influencers, but once I got a PC, I realized like what I could do and how far I could go with this. And
Mm-hmm.
so I've basically been taking it from there. And I've had a lot of really good support from my parents, which I'm really thankful for
That's
because I
awesome.
see I see so many people that don't get a lot of support from
Yeah.
family and stuff. So it really means a lot that my parents support me on this.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of made you want to switch over to PC? Because I know lots of console gamers just stick with console a lot.
It was mainly the fact I didn't know much about the difference really because I didn't understand like FPS and all this stuff. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really like specs or anything. I think it was more that I had a lot more friends through Twitter that were on PC gaming and stuff. And when I played Fortnite on console, I wasn't very good, but I could tell when I played it on keyboard and mouse at my friend's house that I could go pretty far with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've definitely gotten so much better from when I started. But I really realized that like Fortnite could be my entry point into PC gaming, and so far it's been pretty successful. I'm
Yeah.
hoping to get a lot better than I am, but I'm having a lot of fun with it now, and
Yeah.
so I love PC way more.
So, what year did you start playing Fortnite? Or I mean, when did you start playing Fortnite?
So I started Fortnite the first day that it was even announced or that it came
Oh
out or
wow.
that my
So
friend told me
season
about it.
one.
Like before season one,
Oh, okay.
when it was just one game mode and the whole loading screen, like you couldn't play with people, you had to
Oh
just listen.
wow.
So I mean, I played from then, and sadly, so this is my whole story about like my Fortnite accounts and stuff. I used to
Mhm.
have 3 accounts, and I bought every single skin and got every single skin on them because I had some money from like FIFA tournaments and stuff. So I would use that instead of like my card that I had for just like stuff that I need in real life. And so I would use my balance to get skins, but on accident, on all the accounts that I used, I accidentally used my card instead of my PayPal balance, and it got all three of my accounts banned. And
Oh
this was like middle of season two, so I couldn't
wow.
get my Renegade Raider, couldn't get my Recon Expert, couldn't get any of those back. And so I lost three of my accounts, which would be worth like so much if I had tried to
Wow.
sell them.
Would you sell
But
them?
no,
Oh,
absolutely
okay.
not, because that's against TOS, and also I love them too much.
Yeah.
They were my OG accounts, and I loved them, and I knew that skins would be valuable in the future anyway.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's sad. I wish I still had them. It
Wow.
was a little mistake I made.
Yeah. So, how's been like streaming for you and everything, like and all that?
So I'm a super supportive person, or I
Mhm.
try to be at least, or I think I am. I mean, I help so many people as much as I can, and
Mhm.
so through Twitter, I can support so many by finding their streams and stuff. And I tell everyone that I talk to tag me when they go live so that I can retweet it or go visit and say hi and stuff. Because I know what it feels like to have nobody chatting and stuff. So I
Yeah.
like to make sure that others don't have that feeling.
Mhm.
And I like to be the person that goes in there and starts a conversation and like creates that spark of a connection. And
Yeah.
so streaming on Twitch for me is mainly like I like to just go out there and stream. I turn off my view count now. I don't worry about that anymore. I just if I've got someone to talk to, that's a stream complete for me. I'm happy with that. I just love talking to people. I love meeting new people. I love all that stuff.
Yeah,
And so
that's great,
just
really.
making connections is my huge thing. I love making connections with people. I love just talking, you know?
Mhm.
Like podcasts are great because you just get to talk. You get to hear
Exactly.
from the other person. You get to hear like how you really feel because I mean it's all expressed, you know.
Mhm.
And like I love to support, so I love like I'll support monetary wise when I can with my Twitch paychecks and stuff. I throw all of that back into streaming. None of that really goes towards me anyway. I just throw it back through bits, gifted subs, and everything. I've gifted over 300 subs in the last 2 months.
Wow, that's
I
awesome.
don't I don't ask the person for recognition for it. I don't say like, "Yo, I just gifted you these 10 subs. Can you shout me out or something?" Like I don't ever ask for that. I just do it because I love supporting people. I love seeing their reactions. And
Yeah.
so just being able to support people, I'm very thankful to be able to do that. And then being able to meet all the people that I have is just great. And just I feel that Twitch has one of the best communities out there because there's so many genuine people. There's definitely those people that are just like clout chasing and stuff that just want to make it to the top because they see what the big streamers are making and are doing and stuff.
Mhm.
But I mean, I feel like if you surround yourself with a good group of people that are really genuine and that care about the community that they're from and stuff, and that care about others' growth as much as their own,
Mhm.
then you're set off, you know.
Yeah. So, how long have you been in the Twitch community for?
I've been streaming. It'll be my 1 year on June 3rd, so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
very
Okay.
close.
And
Yeah,
then you've
so
definitely made it a very long way. Like you have 1,000 followers, I believe, on Twitch.
1677 according to my clock over here.
Yeah. So.
So I'd say I've made a pretty good impact
Mhm.
in a year. I'm excited to see
Yeah,
what I'll do in
that's
the
a
next
lot.
few.
Mhm. So you would say you're very happy for how far you've come.
I definitely say that I'm happy about it. I used to have a bigger like impact on my stream. I would say like
Mhm.
it used to be a lot more active, but I
Yeah.
had to take about 2 months or a month and a half of a break to get my PCs fixed, and
Oh,
so I
okay.
did lose a bit of my active people that
Mhm.
I used to talk to a lot, and I'm kind of sad about it. And
Yeah.
they don't have Twitter, so I can't like say, "Yo, I'm live,"
Oh,
like y'all want
okay.
to come back. So it's like kind of hard to contact them and stuff.
Mhm.
Some of them have shown back up, which is good because I love talking to them. Like they were some
Yeah.
really consistent people that I could talk to and have some great conversations with.
Mhm.
But I'm not too bothered. I miss some people, you know.
Yeah. So, you were saying you've turned down your view count. You've done all of that. I know for most low or like not low, but people who don't have that many subs or followers, they can definitely get disappointed when they're streaming, but then they have their stream on the other side. It's zero. No one's chatting. They might have been live for maybe 30 minutes or so, and like again, they don't have that many subs or whatever. So, what would be your message to like just keep going? Because I definitely think that could get them down every single time, knowing that, oh, no one's gonna join, and I'm just trying to get myself out there.
So if you have any sort of social media, branding yourself is the most important thing, and that's what gets people active on your stream and on your stuff. So if you have a really good brand set up for yourself, and what I mean by that is like I'll just use Twitter as an example because Twitter is my main everything. I mean, I'm always on Twitter like literally
Mhm.
24/7. Um, if you have a clean Twitter at it helps people remember you better. So like if you don't have like underscores and all this stuff, if you have like a just a straight few words, that'll help people recognize you. That'll help you. Just like it doesn't even seem like it's important, but trust me,
Mhm.
like some people notice that. And then if you keep your Twitter clean or like any social media clean, like you keep it you. Don't like don't retweet everything you see. Don't do all that. Just keep it like for you. people will still follow you. People will gain activity on you because they're not just like people. If someone has your Twitter notifications on, they don't want a bunch of your retweets. They want to see what you're doing. They want to see what you're posting.
Mm-hmm.
So then they'll stay active with that. And then once you post that going live tweet, you'll get a few more people in there. You'll get more people that want to talk to you. And then if they join your stream, make sure to have a conversation. Be like active with the chat. I recommend low latency for your stream, which
Mm-hmm.
is in your Twitch settings, so that once they send that message, there's a very little delay that you'll see it, and then you can talk to them quicker. And so then they feel like they're not getting ignored or that it's not taking so long to have a back and forth conversation. And then if you do get demotivated by view count, I recommend if you're in Streamlabs OBS, you can click the top right corner and that allows you to turn off the view count
Mm-hmm.
and then just go. Just be you, just have fun. Just play the game like you would if you're not streaming. And
Yeah.
then just by you showing that you're enjoying your time there, that just means that people will come in and they'll try and enjoy it with you. And then when they're enjoying it with you, they're talking, they're being active in the chat. But you can't start streaming and assume that people will just talk or that people will just come in and just start conversations with you. You've got to also think up what you can say and just like try and instigate those conversations. If somebody, it's kind of like going on a date. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you're starting a conversation, you got to keep it going. You got to keep it flowing. So if someone comes in and says hi, just be like, "Hey there, how's your day going?" And then they'll answer like, "Good, how about you?" And you're like, "Great. Like, how'd you find my stream? Did you find it through social media? Did you find it through like your following? Did you find it through like the Twitch search?" And then from there, you just talk about what games they like some other stuff. Just like keep the conversation going, and that'll keep people active, and that'll make people like you probably, and that'll make them want to come back. But I mean, if someone doesn't, if someone comes in and says hi and you'll have a conversation and then they just stop talking, don't take it to heart. Maybe they just didn't click with you as a streamer and them as a viewer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, just don't worry about that. And don't worry if no one's talking because I get that a lot too. Like, I literally went 4 hours yesterday without a single message and I streamed for about 8 hours. And I mean, I didn't really take it to heart. I was playing competitive, so I mean, I can understand that. Some people
Yeah.
just sit there and lurk. I don't know how many viewers I had. I don't really care. I just I know that I'm out there doing what I love and I'm having a good time with it. And I think if you're too stuck up with view count and you're too worried that like, oh, I don't have any viewers, I'm like never gonna make Twitch partner or whatever or affiliate or whatever. If you're worried about that, just take a step back from streaming, look at it in the big picture, and just be like, wow, I'm really fortunate that we have this platform that we can use, but I can't expect to be Ninja after a year of streaming. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
just not viable, you know?
Yeah.
So you gotta go for it. You gotta go with an open mind and you gotta just honestly just believe in yourself that over time things will work out how they do. If streaming doesn't work out for you, it doesn't work out for you. But if you love streaming,
Mm-hmm.
I recommend turning off the view count for sure because it's way easier to get demotivated. I know what it feels like
Yeah.
to have a lot of viewers and have no one talking, or have a little bit of viewers and one person talking. I'd rather have a little viewers and then one person talking. That just makes me happier. I
Mm-hmm.
just love being able to make the connections.
Yeah. So, with branding yourself out there, obviously, like making your channel or profile looks good. So, would you recommend like maybe getting like a revamp to your channel or your Twitch profile, or just keep going and doing what you do?
Well, I recommend that if you have the ability to, because I know designs are expensive,
Yeah.
so getting revamps are pretty expensive and stuff. And definitely, guys, this is something I have to say. I have to respect my designers and my editors and stuff. If you're going to get designs, don't expect anyone to do free work for you. And don't just be like, oh, well, like I saw someone else charging like $10 for a header. Like, why can't I get that price? No one does a price match guarantee, okay?
Mhm.
Like, so you've got to, if you're getting a nice designer, like a really good designer, they're going to charge more probably. So if you want to get really good branding and really good designing, DM me on Twitter. I can show you a few designers. I know a few good people that would do very good work for you guys. My Twitter's RebelBTW. My DMs are always open for anybody. I'm down to talk to anybody. But if you guys have a really good brand, it helps so much. And these designers that I know make fantastic brands for people. They help me make mine. But I recommend getting one logo for yourself and one like profile picture that you can use for everything so that everybody knows you on every social media. Because if you have like different fonts and different pictures and stuff, it'll look like it's not the same brand. It'll look like it's not the right person, or like it'll look different. And so you want to keep the same stuff for every social media just to make sure that people know who it is that they're looking at and they'll be able to recognize you across many different social medias and places. So if you get one good brand, I think it helps way more in the long run because people will just recognize you and they'll get that logo and that brand in their head.
Mhm.
But definitely work on getting a solid brand made for yourself because you are your brand when it comes to streaming. And so you want to represent that however you want to represent that. And I try to represent myself well, but you never know how people will take you. So
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, you are like your own brand, and representing yourself is like a very big, like, it's the whole main point of what you're doing. So, yeah, definitely agree with that. So, I guess moving on to, I guess, Fortnite, how are you liking the new season?
it's iffy for me. I
Mm-hmm.
love I love season 9. I think it's great. I think everything's fantastic about it except the shotguns. I don't like the tack. I just don't. I've never
Yeah.
liked it. Never been a fan. When there was a purple tack, I loved it, but now that that's gone, it's just gray, green, and blue. I
Mm-hmm.
use the combat over it 10 out of 10 times, and the combat is just not. It's not fun anymore. It was fun for a little bit, but I missed being able to one pump somebody when I was coming out of like a build and like end game and competitive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you just can't do that anymore. So
Yeah.
you gotta spam that, and then by the time you hit two shots on them, they've already built, so you can't full kill anybody. It's definitely a whole new game. It feels like I hope they bring the pump back, or at least the heavy, or whatever they were planning on doing. I hope they just do it because it. I spent so long. Like the issue with me is back when double pump was a thing. As soon as I
Mm-hmm.
started getting good with it and understanding it, they vaulted it. They took it out. And
Yeah.
then once I started getting good with the drum gun initially, vaulted, gone. Once I started getting good with the pumps in general, like in end games and stuff, and once I started understanding it better and doing build fights better and all that, and I started just getting better in general,
Mm-hmm.
boom, they vaulted the pump. Like, who would have ever thought that they would have vaulted the
Yeah.
pump? That's crazy. And so I think, if I'm not mistaken, because my buddy posted a Fortnite leak, they were just doing this combat shotgun and the new SMG and stuff
Mm-hmm.
and vaulting the pump just for the John Wick event, which I think is so stupid and they're ruining their game.
I
But
don't know why would they do that though?
no idea.
That's weird.
Um, but yeah, I've been loving season 9. I love the map and stuff, and I like the fact that they deactivate the wind tubes towards the moving zones because those screw people over.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
overall, I don't mind the new update at all. I like it, but I just hope they bring the pump back.
Yeah. So have you participated in any LAN events for Fortnite or like any big tournaments? Because I know you mentioned before when we first started you were doing FIFA events, but I guess this could be a general question. Do you do any LAN events currently, or have you?
I haven't done any recently. At last TwitchCon in October of last year, I did one of the Bebo Fortnite tournaments, and that was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun. I did all right. I was nowhere near as competitive or as good as I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me saying that I'm like a pro or anything, but I wasn't taking the game super seriously back then. I literally just started taking it seriously after my break that I took. And
Yeah.
so like over the last 2 months I've been playing it way more and getting more into it and serious about it and stuff. So I'd say I haven't been doing many LAN tournaments, if any,
Mm-hmm.
but I hope to more in the future because I think that'd be awesome. And I'll hopefully be competing at the TwitchCon skirmish again this year.
Awesome.
So that should be fun.
Mm-hmm. So Fortnite's definitely your main game and what you're devoting most of your time to.
hmm
Do you?
I do play a lot of Rocket League though.
Oh, okay. So would it just be those two games that you focus on the most, or do you have any other games you just play with your friends?
I think it's definitely. I'd say Fortnite takes the top spot, and then Rocket League takes number two, and then Uno takes number three. Uno's a
Mhm.
great game. Uno's very toxic. I love it. We
So,
get very angry at Uno.
so you just play that with all your friends and stuff.
Yeah, Uno's more for the chill nights when I'm tired of like Fortnite and the competitive stuff.
Mhm.
So we just hop on Uno and we all just have a good time and just be toxic towards each other. It's a lot of fun. And then Rocket League if I'm still feeling competitive but I don't want to play shooters.
Nice. So, like we were talking this before we even started, but I'm guessing Fortnite does make you mad when something bad happens or something dumb happens.
Yeah, in fact, before this, I did order that stress ball that I was
Mhm.
telling you about because these old Astros. Let's see. Yeah, this is not the best.
Oh. Oh
That
my
that
gosh.
broke off the other day.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're not chilling. We got the stress ball and the new headphones so that we don't use the new headphones as a stress ball.
What headphones
Uh,
did you get?
I got some biodynamic ones. They're
Oh,
beautiful.
okay.
They're pretty solid. I think I hate to use them as an example because I don't like to put him in a spotlight, but Ninja uses them, I think.
Yeah.
So they're beautiful though. My buddy told me
Mhm.
about them. He said he loves them. They're open back, so I can hear my mom talking when she's behind me,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
so they should be a lot better.
Mhm.
But I've loved my Astros. But yeah, I definitely rage a lot at Fortnite. It's just pure stress of competitive gaming, and then just anger at myself because I put myself to such a high expectation that I can't reach it.
Mm.
And I'm still learning how to not do that because I know that I'm good at Fortnite. I know what I can do, but I know that I'm not the best. And I
Mhm.
know that I can't expect myself to be the best. I know that I can't expect myself to just go out and qualify for the World Cup. So I mean, I just got to get that into my head that I'm just going out there for the experience and the
Mhm.
practice. And if it happens, it happens. So
What steps have you taken to, prevent raging? Because would you say your raging impacts your gameplay? Like you might not play as well because you just
I
get
think
got mad.
once I get to the tipping point of the rage where
Mhm.
I genuinely just get mad and then like every game from there on out is just a waste of time
Yeah.
because I'm so angry. I think at that point it's really bad. But I think before that I can get mad at something but I can still be fine.
Mhm.
And so like I think the stress ball will be good for me instead of just me chucking my headphones at the table and stuff because
Yeah.
that is not beneficial for anything.
Yeah.
But like every now and then, like I'll die to something really dumb, and then I'll just like hit my desk, and then like we're just kind of like it's done with, we're fine. But like
Yeah.
if I throw my headphones, that's when I'm just actually done, and I
Oh.
just can't stand it anymore.
Mhm.
And so that's when I should get off, but then I keep playing like several
Yeah.
more, and then I just break more stuff, and then I just decide to get off.
Oh.
That was yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. World Cup
Oh.
qualifiers was not fun yesterday.
Yeah, I was in the stream for a bit. How was that? How did that all go?
So we got 22 points in the first two games. And then the last three, we got a terrible zone. We got W keyed by two people. And
Mhm.
then we got just an unlucky rift glitch where my flying stopped working.
Yeah.
And then we played the sixth game. In the sixth game, my buddy's internet was killed by a bow, which was very unlucky.
Mm.
And his internet cut out, and so we couldn't finish the games. But
Oh.
that was also the first time I'd ever played with him because my duo that I was planning on playing with, he couldn't play because he got sick, and so
Uh.
he's been feeling terrible recently. We haven't been able to practice, and
Yeah.
so it was kind of a last minute duo. But I like the kid, so I mean, I'm excited to practice with him more and then get better. He's really good, so we're
So,
hoping to at least place in the finals next weekend.
oh, nice. So you do have a duo partner that you usually do these
I
things
did,
with.
yeah. I'm gonna give him a shout out, Travio3. He's awesome, such a good guy. I helped him afford his PC,
That's awesome.
and it was really good to see. But then when he got it, it had a glitch, and so the PC stopped working, and he had to send it back. They still haven't sent him his new one yet, and
Oh.
so I'm hoping they send it to him soon. But yeah, he got sick, and so he couldn't play, and I felt really bad about it because I was excited. We had been practicing a little bit. We've been getting pretty good. But I'm excited for this new guy too. He's really
Nice.
good, really young talent. He's solid, so we should do pretty well in the future.
Nice. And then this is also just like a little side thing, but do you like Astros? Because I was actually looking at Astros. I currently have the Corsair Voids because I just got them and they're a great headset. But what's your opinion with Astros? Because I've asked many people, but I was kind of just skeptical the whole entire time.
So I love my Astros. They're fantastic headphones. I got them because my idol, who's a YouTuber and streamer, Tensor. I don't know if you know who Phase Tensor is.
I've heard of him.
So I met him at TwitchCon, which was the coolest thing, and he followed me on Twitter, and that made my journey and or not my journey, my flight experience, everything to San Diego or to where was it? Where was TwitchCon last year? I forgot.
Uh,
San Jose, California, I
I,
think.
somewhere in California.
Yeah. So it made the whole trip to California worth it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
When he followed me and had a whole conversation with me for about 25 minutes, that
That's
was great.
awesome.
Yeah, because I watched him since probably 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and so finally meeting him and talking to him was great, and that was like the best experience ever. But I model my stream and everything after him basically, just because he's such an inspiration to me. I don't know if you know his story or whatever, but
No, I don't.
basically he was going for the Phase 5 challenge a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
like the original one, and he ended up faking clips at one point and he apologized
Oh.
for it, but they blacklisted him and recently unblacklisted him from Phase, and he ended up joining Phase, which was absolutely crazy because no one thought
Wow.
it would ever happen after
Yeah.
what he did. But these were the like he was the first YouTuber that I ever watched for gaming and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so he had these headphones, and this is literally where I got the idea to get these from.
Mm-hmm.
And so that whole story that I just told you was basically the point, but I love him, and these were the headphones I got because of him.
Nice.
But I've loved them ever since I've had them. I've had these 2 years or three
Oh
years,
wow. Okay.
so they've been really solid. Only recently have been damaged by me, but they've withheld 3 years of me, so that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was gonna be another question. Like, who was your inspiration to get you started?
Yeah, definitely Tensor. Tensor got me into gaming and everything. Like, or him and the fellas, him and Nuda and Soar Crude,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I've wanted to join Soar for so many years
Yeah.
because I've loved all of them. I love the fellas. Nuda might be joining Soar back soon, which would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wanted to be in a team with Tensor and Nuda. But Crude is also an incredible inspiration. He's just a genius. I love him, and I met him at TwitchCon as well.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, Soar's always been a huge goal for me, but those three people have been inspirations for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they'll ever see this, but I fucking love them. They're
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I don't know if you cuss on your channel or not. I'm sorry,
No, you're fine. You're fine.
but yeah, Crude, you're a huge inspiration, brother. I don't know if you're gonna see this. Tensor, you're my idol, brother. You've done this. I told you about it. We talked about it at TwitchCon and everything. And then Nuda, you're just one of the funniest human beings alive. I don't get it, but you're hilarious. But yeah, those three people are my inspirations. Soar Gaming is my dream team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, FaZe obviously would be huge, but Soar I've always connected with because I'm from Atlanta. They're from Atlanta. I could go to their house in 10 minutes if I wanted. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was another thing because I also asked you this on your stream because I think, I mean, for most gamers, they're always like, ooh, I want to join FaZe and I can get all this clout and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden I just see like Soar and I'm like, oh, that's different because there's finally someone different who wants to join another team, not FaZe. So,
yeah. Like I have 13,000 followers on Twitter. I don't think I'm anything special for that. I don't really care about the numbers really. Like that's just
mm-hmm,
not me. I mean, yeah, FaZe would be dope because I'd be in a team with Tensor, and I'd get to meet some of those awesome people that I've always watched and looked up to growing up. But I mean, Soar is everything that I've always wanted because it's had my idol was in that team
mm-hmm,
twice. Nuda's in that team. He's hilarious. I love him. I'd love to be in a team with him. And then Mac is a really good guy. Crude is a good guy. Bowz is a good guy. So many people in there that I've connected with through Twitter, easier than FaZe.
mm-hmm.
anyone that's willing to have a conversation with a team that's smaller, like I respect them because there's so many people that ego others because they're in bigger teams, and I don't want a team that does that. I've talked to Mac, I've talked to Bowes, I've talked to all of them,
Mhm.
and they're all super good people. And so, I mean, that's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of a team that's going to be very interactive with their fans or followers, and also like really good to their teammates, like
Mhm.
supportive wise. And I think they all are great. So I mean, Soar's always been the huge goal. I even have a chain, but I don't know where it is. It's in my room, I think.
Nice. So, what do you think you have to do to just keep on going? And then also, do you plan on joining any like smaller esports team, or is that even an interest to like maybe get yourself more recognized?
Well, I'm the general manager of Fractured LLC on
Mhm.
Twitter, and I have so many great people in there. I've got a few kids that are in there that are about 14 or 15 that I'm developing to be supportive and understanding of others and like supportive to other people in the community and stuff. And I'm trying to spread my positivity towards everybody in the team, and I think everybody in there has a goal, and I think we're all there to help each other achieve them.
Mhm.
But there's a few teams I've been looking at, but I think overall I'm just doing my thing because for me, I just like to go with the flow.
Yeah.
It's like a song I produced. It's called "Go with the Flow," but I go with the flow. I literally just go with how everything happens. You know, like if something happens out of the blue, it happens. Some just life goes on. You know.
Mhm.
So if I join a team in the future, I will. But I mean, I'm not gonna like say anything because I don't really know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But Sora is the main goal. Bunny Hop is a great team because I know a bunch of people in there. They're awesome. They're all huge, supportive people.
Mhm.
And right now, I'm chilling with Fractured. I'm not trying to get out of that. I'm not trying to get anybody in there. And so I honestly, this is the way people should see it too. I'd take a small supportive team over a big unsupportive team. I'm not going to drop any names of any teams that are big and unsupportive, but honestly, I'd rather have Fractured that has its like 60 members and is very supportive towards each other and cares about each other and is the
Mhm.
frat pack, the frat fam, everything. I'd rather have that than say join SOAR and have nobody support me, you know, like if that
Yeah.
were the case, you know.
Mhm.
I'd rather not just go straight into a big team and then have no one really support and have nothing to fall back on. I'd rather have Fractured and then develop my brand with some more people that are supportive and make my impact down lower, you know?
Yeah. So, what would be your just all-time complete goal? I know Soar is definitely one of them, but like I guess with your Twitch and just everything, like what's your all-time goal with everything?
I think the end goal, well, I'm going to college, so I
Mhm.
have something to fall back on because I know that streaming and YouTube is never going to be consistent unless you're above 1,000 viewers, I think, is what someone
Mhm.
said. But my all-time goal is to make streaming and content creation a full-time job
Mhm.
because I'd love to do that. I love to do all this. I love to network with people and do all that. If it doesn't work out, I'd love to work in esports. Probably not as a commentator, but just work somewhere alongside Fortnite competitive or whatever games come out in competitive. I
Mhm.
love all that as well. But I think if I could make streaming a full-time job and content creation, I'd love to move into a gaming house, and I think that'd be awesome till I'm about 30 or something.
Mhm.
But who knows what's gonna happen? So I'm just going with the flow, like I say, and that is the main goal: is to make this my full-time job. Just gotta find the true supporters. You know, I don't want people stuff. I want the people that are there because they like me and they don't care about what game I play and stuff.
Mhm. So, are you doing this kind of full time right now, or do you have a separate job?
I'm doing this full time right now just
Mhm.
because it's the summer before I go to college, and so once I get in college and get everything set up, I'll probably get a job as well.
Yeah.
But I'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah. One thing that I'm definitely interested is your setup. You said that you take lots of stuff
Mm.
and just like put it back into like streaming and stuff. Like, was your setup always where it is today? Because I've seen lots of pictures on your Twitter, and your setup looks really
Um,
cool.
my setup, if you want to throw it in the editing or something,
Mhm.
I'll have a picture in your DM if you want it.
Yeah.
My setup came mostly from FIFA because I never had any of this during FIFA. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of the stuff that I made from FIFA contributed to this setup,
Mhm.
and some of the starting Twitch money before I realized that I could just give it back into the community.
Mhm.
And I have a few people that I'd like to shout out because of their continued support for my channel, which allows me to support others back.
Mhm.
So probably underscore A King, I'll DM you their Twitter ads,
Yeah.
and then Frack Danger. Those two people have given me so much, and it's allowed me and shown me how great it feels to support others. Because I'll tell you, Prolly has gifted me about 130 subs, I think,
Mhm.
and Danger's gifted me about 60. So in total, they've given about 200 subs to me, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
That blows my mind that anyone would. And I mean, I don't ever expect anyone to give me money or donate or do bits or any of the subs and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm very thankful when people do, but I don't ever expect anyone to do that. Just having conversations completes my streams, like that makes me so happy. But I'd have to say that those two people are great people, and I throw all the money that they've given to other streamers back to smaller streamers because just supporting others is what I like to do. And I think that some of my setup came from that, but most of it came from the whole FIFA thing that I did before this.
Nice. From doing like all this, you said you like give back to other streamers. Have you made any like friends by doing that, or like have you gotten friends and like just it continues
Well,
on?
the way I do it is I don't just give it to people. I like
Mhm.
to go in and make a connection with them first and then decide from there that, oh, I can support them. I
Yeah.
like their vibe. I like what they're about and stuff. And then so I'll go into their streams and then I'll check and see how I like vibe with them, if I like them, or if they seem to be like I'll check all their panels as well.
Mhm.
And people sometimes just make a mistake, or sometimes they are genuinely like this. Like some people will say on their donate panel and stuff, they'll be like, "Please donate to me" and stuff. Like
Oh.
if someone asks for money, I don't like to give them money.
Mhm.
But if they're like super genuine and supportive and they do it for like the same reasons that I do,
Mhm.
I'll support them as much as I can because I know they're a genuine person. And there's been a few people that I've met at TwitchCon and stuff that I've been supporting since TwitchCon, and it makes me so happy to see them thriving and stuff.
Mhm.
And so I'll support people till they can thrive as much as they can, Like that's
Mhm.
just me. That's what I like to do.
That's awesome. So I guess to wrap it up, since we're almost about in 40 minutes, and you said you could only have 40 minutes like for your max time and everything. So like, what have you been like happy of about what you have accomplished so far in your life and journey through this Twitch
Um,
streaming?
I'd say everything to be proud of, honestly, because I never thought when I was playing back there on that TV that you can't see, that like I was playing back there on that Xbox on the TV. Like
Yeah.
that was my gaming. But now to have all of this and have my own room for it, like I can literally tell Alexa to make my room a certain color. Like how
Mhm.
crazy! Like that blows my mind to be able to do
Yeah.
that. I don't know how to set my room to that setting. It's okay, Alexa. Don't worry. Um, but I think it's just crazy to see where I've come from. But honestly, I'm proud of everything that I've accomplished, and I think anyone should be proud of what they've accomplished because it's not easy. It's not an overnight thing. And so everyone has a different journey, and I can't stress that enough. Like you'll see people that could make it in a year. They could make it to partner in a year. They can make all that stuff happen.
Mhm.
I'm not one of those people. I don't plan on being one of those people. I'm gonna let it come as it comes because I don't want to. I don't want to rush anything. I want it to all be an organic growth pattern. And like, there's ways to get partnered. Like Fractured could get me partnered on Twitch right now if I wanted it, but I don't want it because I want to develop that community. I want to have that grind in me to get partner and get it legitimately instead of get it and then have 5 average viewers for the rest of my
Mhm.
life. And so I'm keeping up my grind. I'm very proud of every single 1,677 people that follow me on Twitch. I'm happy with however many follow me on Twitter. I've got 158 subs on YouTube. I really appreciate every single one of them. And then I think my Twitter's at 12,900 exactly right now.
Mhm.
It is, yeah. And I'm very thankful for every single one of those people. I'm very excited for how far I've come in 1 year. I literally started Twitter a year ago too,
Oh wow.
like literally a few weeks before I started streaming,
Mhm.
and I've gained 12,800 followers from then.
Yeah,
And
that's
so that's just from
incredible.
supporting.
Mhm.
If you want to support people, I guarantee that. Like, I mean, I just support people. I retweet their live tweets. I've helped so many people through so many situations.
Mhm.
I like to give the best opportunities to others because my family's given me some great opportunities for myself. So
Yeah.
as
That's
much as I can help others, I do it.
that's awesome. So, just one more quick thing. So, how's your family like played into this? Like, I know some people, like you said this before, they just don't really care or they don't really know about it that much, but how's your family impacted your streaming?
So they've definitely imported the type of person I am. They've
Mhm.
uh they've helped me show my supportive side of myself,
Mhm.
and they've helped me to realize that no matter what I can do or no matter what I do, they'll support me on it. And I think that's incredible because most parents that I see out there don't support their children trying to do this
Yeah.
because they don't understand it. I've explained to my parents all the gaming and stuff, and to see them support it as much as they do just makes me so happy. And I'm really thankful that they do support it as much as they do because otherwise I wouldn't be where I am in this past year.
Mhm.
But they've definitely helped so much. I'd say they helped me get started because they helped me. They got me that Xbox, and that Xbox got me FIFA, and that Xbox got me everything that I've started with.
Mhm.
And they bought me my first PC. I paid them back for it, and it it's just gone from there. Now we have a streaming PC, a gaming PC, and everything else in this room. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think what you're doing is just awesome, like giving back, because I know that could definitely be hard for some people, just like to get
Yeah,
what they've all earned and then I guess throw it back at it instead of like getting it in and like buying all this cool stuff and then showing it off. Because I feel like that's what most people do. I'm not saying like making that a huge thing, but I definitely think
yeah.
that's what their thought process is.
And that was definitely my thought process at the start. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, like some money now, I can actually like upgrade my setup even more. And once I got to this point, there's nothing I want to do. And like there's nothing I really can change that I think about it. So I mean, right now, giving back to people is my main goal, like to just be able to help others get where they want to be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've got so many friends that are in college and stuff that are struggling to like they're going to have to pay off college debts and stuff. And so I try to help them out as much as I can when I can because I know that it can be tough. I don't know that experience yet, but I probably will in the next few years.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, supporting others is my biggest thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah. Anyways, I'd like to thank you for coming out onto the podcast and just sharing what you do because honestly, I would have no idea, but what you're doing right now is just amazing. So that's awesome.
thank you.
So, like I said, I'll link all of your socials down in the description so people can go ahead check you out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's episode of the podcast. And yeah, thank you for watching.
See you guys.